Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Speed Build Saturday. Today we're building in Henford-on-Bagley, and last time I did a really huge homestead. This time we're going to go for more of like a small cottage, like grandma's house with like a couple animals out back sort of feel. Like more kind of what I'm used to growing up around, I guess. I actually found a pretty cute picture on Google of the house that I was kind of looking off of, so I'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen right now. And then all things considered, with like the way that it lets you build things in this game, I am really happy with how it turns out overall, even though I couldn't exactly get the front porch to look precisely the way it does in the photo, which was kind of actually really disappointing. But I digress, it comes out cute and I love it at the end anyway, so it's just fine with me. Now, along with the photo giving me a good idea of what I wanted the house to look like, I knew that I wanted the house to be pretty small. I basically only wanted it to be big enough for a master bedroom and like a really small guest bedroom for the kids to stay over on the weekends, because it's supposed to be grandma's house, so there's got to be space for the grandkids, right? And then the floor plan for the house actually turns out being pretty simple, all things considered. And the lot that was here, Cordelia's Secret Cottage, was pretty cute in the first place. So I really had to think about how I was going to landscape the outside to be cuter than the lot that was here originally. But I think this is one of those rare occasions where I stay outside when I first start the exterior, which is rare for me. I bet I tricked you and me both, thinking I was gonna switch to the inside when I put the lights down, but I didn't. I stayed focused. Gold star for me! But no, seriously, I'm pretty proud of myself for being able to stay focused on either the inside or the outside on these last couple of builds, because that's honestly something pretty new for me, because usually I just flip-flop, 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 flip-flop whenever my brain finds something I want to add. So this is a big change. And then I figured on the back porch here that I wanted to have a spot where both mom and grandma could kind of relax, where you could have like a family cookout if you wanted to. So I added a grill, and then I was looking for a barrel plant, but I didn't realize that unless I used debug that they were all pack based. So I went ahead and flipped over to debug to get the debug barrel planter that comes with cottage living. And then here I end up struggling a little bit with the furniture for the back porch, because I really didn't realize that the reclining chairs were so big. So I end up going with just two like normal folding chairs, and then I sized down a coffee table like extra small so that it doesn't block the doorway, but it still looks like you could put something there in reality. And I really can't seem to resist adding fireplaces lately, but maybe that's because half the houses I've ever lived in have had blocked off fireplaces that I can't actually use to stay warm, and I'm always cold, so I would really like a fireplace personally. And then as I'm adding this paint to the ground outside, I actually decided right here and now that I wanted to change the garden. I was gonna have just flower bushes in those pots, but I decided to add dirt down around the walkway so that I could have like flowers out front. And then I have a whole bunch of berry bushes at the end so that you could like bake pies at grandma's house since you can cook together now, which is super cute. And then, like I said at the beginning, I really wanted this to have like a small family farm kind of feel instead of anything that's ever tried to go commercial. So you've only got one llama and a couple of hens, and then the berry and flower bushes that grandma likes to grow for fun. But other than that, it's just for that. It's for fun and because they like to keep the animals. They would do just fine without these things, but they like to live simply, so. And of course, one of the only ways I could think of to doll up this already pretty cute lot was to add a little pond because who doesn't love the option to have A, water feature, and B, one that you can make sure is free of mosquitoes and full of fireflies? It sounds perfect to me. And the debug that came with this pack, you guys, oh my god, I literally cannot resist so many pretty flowers and ivy and a weeping willow that I am in love with. And since we're getting debug happy anyway, I've really been liking to use the pack specific debug to kind of blend the lots into their surroundings a little bit better. So like obviously I don't really think that there's like a weeping willow around, but weeping willows like water and I think that's flavorful enough. So I used a little flower tree off to the other side, and I'm not exactly sure what kind of tree that is in the middle, but I liked it for the shade that it threw down, and it really looks natural and like this lot was meant to be here, which I really like because it kind of makes the gameplay a little bit more immersive when it looks less like a dollhouse just plopped down on a green play mat as opposed to a house nestled back into the woods. With the outside fully completed, we can move to the inside where I've already thrown down the bed for grandma's bedroom, and there actually isn't a master suite in this house because it was honestly just a little too small to make that happen. But I honestly like how small and kind of cozy the kitchen turns out since it's in a smaller area than I'm used to putting one in. And then I don't know what it is about the paranormal stuff pack that screams grandma's house to me, but I think that was kind of the vibe they were going for anyway, so I couldn't resist. And I tried to stick to more of those old school sort of styles with the really busy looking sort of wallpaper. So like you've got something a little bit more subtle in here with the damask paper, but then in grandma's room and also the kids' guest bedroom, I used those really busy kind of fun wallpapers from Cottage Living because it fits the vibe. In fact, it passed the vibe check. And on the walls in the kitchen, I actually used the Courtyard Oasis kit pack thing. I used the wallpaper from that because I really just loved the loud, colorful tile work on the bottom. Once again, some of the patterns from the Oasis kit stuff really just reminded me of like those old school patterns that are just really bright and in your face, and I really liked them for the kind of look that I was going for in here. I think the couches and the chairs are really cute. And I really tried to be picky with my packs, I really did, but I didn't realize that most of the bunk beds came with the home decorator kit, so I am sorry for that, but it's just what matched the best, so it is what it is. And talking about not being very pack picky, I tried to keep most of the electronics, like the newer age ones, in the kids' bedroom just because I didn't really feel like grandma or grandpa would really get into that. But this sonogram from Get Famous, I couldn't really resist because it just feels like one of those cool old pieces that your grandparents would have at their house, you know? Oh, well, would you look at who lost footage again? Good job. Hopefully I just lost decorating grandma's room a little bit. But we'll see everything during the tour. It'll be fine, I promise. Now, originally in this house, I was really truly trying to make it as off the grid as I possibly could, but once I found the severe lack of like wall lights or ceiling lights in that category, I decided, we're just gonna go with what looks good instead. And here we go, correcting some of our poor choices. But honestly, once the lighting is done and I get the last couple pieces of clutter thrown up around the house, it'll be time to do the tour. So I will catch up with you guys in just a second in game to show you what everything looks like put together. Teehee, realizing I forgot a dining table this entire time and quickly changing it up. And here we are in game, and as we are still in my build mode file, it is still fall in this game, so we're just gonna have to deal with a little bit of rain, but that's all right. As we head through the front door, we're gonna see Waffle from the last video rush into the house that doesn't have a bed for him, but we'll deal with Waffle later. Anywho, coming inside, we walk straight into the main living area, which has a nice cozy fireplace. And then if we pop around the corner, we will enter into the little kids guest bedroom. So I've got a bunk bed in here, so both the grandson and granddaughter can stay, and they've got a TV and some toys to keep them busy. Across the hall, we've got Grandma and Grandpa's room, which is pretty simple. She's got some of her plants up from outside, and then they've got a nice little closet. Then coming back through the living room, if we turn around, we've got a little teeny tiny laundry room alongside an equally small bathroom actually that's just hardly in there. And then the last thing inside the house is actually the kitchen, which I just love the way it turned out in here. It's super bright and colorful, and I really love this tile. This is the first time I've actually used it, so it was a good find for me, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it in like bathrooms and kitchens more often, to be honest. But moving right along back outside, we've got the grill off to the left side of the door, and then two nice chairs to sit in. It looks like the rain has stopped, so Waffle's outside, just kind of running circles by the llama. Got a couple chickens ready for you guys to have, and then we've got all sorts of raspberries, blackberries, and ooh, a rainbow too. Anyway, chocolate berries and then some of the fall flowers to just keep Grandma busy. And then you've got your own little private pond full of fireflies and an extra entryway into the animals, but that's actually about it. As we loop back around to the front, we'll enjoy that rainbow some more, but this will be up on the gallery as Grandma's house. And then if you guys liked it, go ahead and leave a like down below, comment with something you'd like to see me build in the future, subscribe if you're new, and then as always guys, have a good day. I'll see you later.